Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our live session today. I'm home, not well kept, and so don't worry. I'm trying to show you the Pearl of Africa. Yeah, so I'll go straight to our today's topic, and our today's topic is fighting and overcoming childhood trauma to allow effective parenting. Yeah, because I think this is also one of the topics that have been very debatable, and trauma is one thing that sometimes we go through and we don't even know that we are going through it, right? Because we all have a past, and we have gone through things, and we have gone through issues, and we carry issues of the past, and of the present, the ones that we are dealing with. And so when thinking of entering into parenting, or you're already in it and sometimes you feel overwhelmed, I think and I just thought that it would be good for us to address this as soon as we are continuing with our program and with our sessions, and so that we can get as many parents to get help and to have help with this, because I think I get this many times, and I get many concerned parents who would want to know how to deal with what they're going through by themselves before they can even handle their children. And so fighting childhood trauma requires a comprehensive approach, and there are some steps that we actually need, should follow and look up to. So one of the steps that would help would first is to acknowledge the trauma, okay? Recognize the experience and emotions associated with the trauma, okay? So when you know what is ailing you, what is going on with you, I think you only go to a doctor when you can explain how you're feeling. Sometimes it's not easy, but at least you would know when the doctor asks, how are you feeling, what is the problem, where is the, if you are in a position to talk, then I think every one of us should be able to explain, what is it that we are going through, what is it that I'm going through, what is it that I'm dealing with. So the first of the step is that you acknowledge the trauma, recognize the experiences and emotions associated with the trauma, okay? So after you acknowledge the trauma, you only need to seek professional help. That is very, very important. Consult with therapists, counselors, or psychologists who specializes in trauma, okay? Accepting that you have a problem is always one of the ways in which you get healing and you get help. So seek professional help. Consult with the professionals, consult with people, talk about it at least with professionals. If not so with someone, sometimes we suffer and go through things, and we think that maybe we are the only ones who went through that or are going through that, and so we tend to deal with issues alone as individuals, and it can be overwhelming. And so it is good that you seek professional help, or just help from someone that is near, your faith leader, someone that you look up to, someone who is like a role model to you. And I think that would help also as well. So we seek help so that we can break the cycle, right? So to break the cycle of childhood trauma, you first of all need to identify the triggers, okay, the triggers of your of the trauma that you're going through, that you think that you're going through. So become aware of the situations, emotions, or people that trigger traumatic memories or feelings. Okay, so when you become aware of the situations and the emotions and all the people that trigger your traumatic feelings, then that is a good direction in a way, a good beginning of your healing. Okay, and the second thing that would help you break the cycle is developing coping mechanisms. Learn healthy ways to manage emotions such as mindfulness, journaling, or creative expression. I do a lot of journaling, depending with which school you went to. So I do a lot of writing. I write most of the times. I write what I'm feeling. I write what I went through, how my day was. I do a lot of journaling, and I think that has always helped me. And I write letters. I write letters to myself. I write letters to the Most High. And I write my diary every single day. Is filled with what how the day was, how I was feeling that day, the emotions, the feelings. And so do that. That is one of the ways that can help. Or creative expressions. You can become creative. Okay, just find something that will help you cope. Okay, so the third one would be build a support network. That is very important. Surround yourself with caring people who can provide emotional support. I don't know. I really am not big at this. Okay, at advising for that. But I wouldn't rule it out. Okay, because why I would say that I'm not big at advising that you surround yourself with caring people who can provide emotional support. Sometimes people that we think are caring know how to care in their own way, and they may not really understand what you are actually going through. Okay, and so you ought to look for truly what would work out for you as a person. Okay, so that you don't end up adding injury on a wound that is already bleeding. Okay, so but if you truly think that people who are around you are helpful, then that's okay. Okay, but I think, and I would advise, that professional help and personal evaluation and personal willingness to heal really helps. All right, and so I would say you look for a mechanism that will actually and truly work for you without adding injury, without making you even worse than how you were before you got into the trauma by itself. So you would also want to seek, because some of these things would be temporary solutions, if I would say, to trauma, because traumatizing situations you can never say that I am going through trauma and I will never go through trauma again, because every single day we are living, and every single day we go through things and we go through issues, and so we tend to meet new things, new people, and we tend to have different experiences and different stories. And so I would really say that what would work for your friend or someone that is also going through trauma will not be the same. And so you look for a mechanism that will work out for you. All right. So because if you do not get like a permanent solution to the trauma that you're going through, then the trauma always comes back. It tends to come back. And why trauma may seem always to be coming back is because of the triggers. Certain situation or stimuli can reactivate traumatic memories or emotions. And that's why I was advising and saying, when you say you look for people around you who would give you the emotional support, and then sometimes you tend to get the wrong people. And that's why I was saying sometimes we have to be careful with whom we share with what we are going through, because we tend to get from bad to worse, if I may say, because I think I've seen people and I've dealt with people, I've worked with people whom thought that they had found someone that they would rely on and confide in and share with what they were going through, and they ended up being in worse situations that they were in before. And so triggers can be even more faithful than the situation itself that you are going through. And so certain situations or stimuli can reactivate traumatic memories or emotions. So you really have to be careful and intentional with whom you share with what it is that you're going through. Another thing that would make the traumas come back would be unresolved emotions. Unprocessed emotions can continue to affect daily life. So if you start the journey of healing and you don't deal with it completely, then it will obviously always come back and affect you the same way. So if you start a journey to deal with a certain traumatizing situation in your life, then you shouldn't stop. You should pursue it to the end. All right? You pursue the healing process, pursue the unresolved emotional situation until the end, so that if it is one thing and you have several of them, then you deal with one at a time and make sure it is gone. Then you start dealing with the other, so that they don't recur over and over again, that you deal with the same thing this month, let's say this year, and maybe perhaps you're working with a counselor and you're doing the same sessions over and over again, and you are not handling the triggers, and you are not resolving these emotions, and you're not willing to deal with them like permanently. You're not willing to get permanent solutions to the to the trauma, then it will always come back. So another situation that perhaps make them come back or recur is lack of support. Insufficient support system can hinder healing, and so it is very important that you are always during this healing period. It is important that you are in an environment that supports your healing journey, so that it can be quick or effective, all right, depending with what you are after. The fast, is it the effectiveness of the healing or the speed of the healing? Okay, so lack of support or insufficient support around support system around you, around the environment where you can also hinder the process of healing. And so you need to surround yourself with people and an environment that is conducive for you to heal and to go through the healing process. So many people that I have talked with, sometimes you hear someone like they say, I don't think if I'm gonna go through this, I don't think if I'll ever heal out of this. But I always say that healing is possible. With the right support and strategies, it's possible to overcome childhood trauma. Okay? Whether it was emotional abuse, whether it was physical abuse, whether it was sexual abuse, whether it was any type of abuse that you went through as a child and you want to overcome it, I always say that healing is possible. But it needs your presence and your involvement, you as a person first, 100%. Okay? You give it your all. You give it your time. You give it your everything before you get a second person or a third person to support you in that journey. Then, because it is you, and when you are already brave enough to seek out and to go out to seek for help, then healing is possible. Okay, you only need to get the right the right support and the right strategies and the right people, and healing is possible. It is possible. But number 2, you have to be patient. So patience and persistence helps. Recovery is a process that requires time, effort, and dedication. Okay, so you don't wake up today and start the journey of healing and expect that in 2 days or 3 days you will be fine. It's either you'll be ignoring it, or you'll just rush over it so that you can go to the next thing that you want, and that brings back a relapse. Okay, and so healing out of trauma needs patience and persistence, because these things, they recur. You find that a 60-year-old, a 50-year-old, a 40-year-old, a 30-year-old, it doesn't matter the age, the childhood traumas are like what can I call them, for lack of a better word, I would call them skeletons that are hidden in a museum, somewhere, like your body, your brain, your mind, you as a person, you are a museum. And so there are these skeletons, and they are kept safely and locked. Okay, so as long as these skeletons are in the museum, people can always see them. You as a person will always experience them. You as a person can always feel them, and they will always give you memories, because when you see the skeletons, you remember. If you saw, or if you did not see the owner of the skeleton, you'll always have a picture of how the meat might have looked like. And so imagine this is a skeleton that yourself have kept. That means you know how it looked like. So if you don't deal with these skeletons in a way that it will help you to overcome it, then maybe it could be a lifetime museum. Your body would be a lifetime museum to keep these skeletons. And so it's up to you as an individual to patiently and persistently go through the recovery process, okay? So that when you begin it, because beginning and starting it, opening up to someone, and even opening up to yourself and accepting that I have a problem, I went through this and it affected me, and it comes back, I get flashbacks, I get these memories, and they come back and they affect me in one way or the other, and I want to deal with it. Accepting that first step is bold, and that is courage, and that is very important. And so once you start the journey, because you are not just thinking of yourself, you are thinking of the people that are around you, that these skeletons could be affecting. Perhaps as a parent, you see that the skeletons that you have kept in your life for the 40-50 years are affecting your children, are going to affect your relationships. Then you decide that I can't do this anymore, and you know that this is what happens, and this is what happens, and that's why I'm like this, and that's why people that are around me are not happy. That's why I'm the way I am, and I'm not in a good way, and I want to deal with this. And so you need to be patient with yourself, and you need to be patient with the people that are around you. Even as you go through healing, you cannot make them understand what you are going through, because no one understands what anyone goes through. We say that all the times, but there is no one, to be honest. I hear people say, I understand what you're going through, I can feel what you're feeling. It is never true. Nobody can ever feel what you're feeling. Nobody can ever understand anything that anyone is going through. You can only imagine, okay? And so you have to be patient with yourself. You have to be persistent in the process of recovery. You have to be patient with the people that are around you. If it is your children, if it is your spouse, it's your family, and you have decided that you want to take this journey because you want to help and you want to heal, so that you can be a better parent or a better mom, and so that you can know even how to advise your children and how to teach them and how to work with them, then you really have to be patient with yourself. You really have to be persistent. You have to follow the steps one by one. You have to if it is a routine that you have been given by a psychologist or a therapist, then you need to follow after this, because now you have accepted that I'm ill. You have accepted that I have a problem and I need help. You have accepted that I'm weak and I need someone who's stronger and I need help out of this. And so you really have to be patient with yourself, and you really have to be persistent in the process. All right? So another thing that is continuous and you can never stop is seeking help. Do not hesitate to reach out to professional support groups or loved ones for guidance and support. As I said earlier, yeah, support groups would be okay, but as I said earlier, take caution, because some of the people that you reach out to might not just be the best people that we should reach out to. Because if you're not careful, then you get a relapse, or even worse. I have heard of situations, and I have worked with people who have gone through situations of going through worse traumatic situations than the ones that they went through. Okay, so you get, for example, someone who was sexually abused, especially those ones. So they go and share this with someone whom they thought that they could confide in. And they thought, oh, this is my pastor, this is my uncle, this is my, my aunt, and I could tell them and I can share with them what happened to me. And they end up in wrong hands. And so as you are looking for help, it is very, very important that you get to know who it is that you are, excuse me, who it is that you are getting help from. Okay? And that's why I will always advise that I'm sorry about that you seek help from professionals, okay, whose credentials are known, whom we have an inconsistency with some of these professionals. And before I think you seek help from someone, you do a background checkup of their history with counseling. Is a very sensitive issue, and so you don't want to go to a counselor maybe in a support group or in a certain group that you'd share with them today, and in a week the whole village or the whole estate knows what you went through because they have shared what you shared with them. And so you have to be very, very careful whom you go to seek help from. Okay, so I have some points that would help you, like get permanent solution or strategies. So number one, as I said, is therapy. Engage in trauma-focused therapies. All right, like CBT, DBT, or EMDR. There are institutions. There are these days many things we do online. You go to these links, read, do your research, do what you can that is related to therapy, okay, because it is very important. You want to teach your children how to take care of themselves. You want to teach your children how to be the people that you want them to be. You want to take care of them in a nice way without abusing them, without having them go through what you went through and justify and tell them that is how we were brought up and here we are. You want to be a better mom, you want to be a better dad. And so seek therapy. It is important. Number two, self-care. Prioritize activities that promote emotional well-being, such as go for exercises. All right, your personal well-being, your self-care, because you want to be a whole person. Parenting needs a whole person, normal and sane. If you are not normal, my friend, parenting obviously is not for children. No wonder children don't get children. Parenting is for big people, for adult people, for mature people. And so you have to get to have self-care. Okay, go for exercises. It doesn't have to be a vigorous one or like enroll in a gym, or be active. Be active. Don't sit there and you're like, I went through trauma, this happened to me, they abused me when I was young, they called me names, and every morning and every evening you're like this, and now they cursed me and they told me these words, and now these words keep coming on my mind, and now I have a child and I think my child is gonna just be like me. And when you sit like this every day and you get from worse to worse. You get into depression, you get into other problems and situations that you didn't even see coming, and you get yourself into more problems. And so exercise, go out for a walk, simple exercises, do something with your body. Your physical health is very, very key towards your healing process. I remember some years back, when in my 30s, I was I was going through a very traumatic season in my life, and it's like everything that had happened to me as a child they had all come back, and I was like, I was gonna go crazy. I was a young mom, and I had many things. I don't know really where this specific particular friend came from. Not a very good one, but she came and introduced me to a gym and then helped me enroll into a gym. And these days when I look back, I am really grateful that of everything else that I later realized that she wasn't a good friend at all. But one thing that I got from her is that she enrolled me into a gym when I really needed to be in that gym. Then I did not know it, I did not realize it, but now I look back and I had gotten it was really bad. I was going through depression. I did not realize that I was going through depression. I got a mild stroke, and it was really bad. But when I joined the gym, I it was like I would feel like I was born again. It was good. It was really helpful. It would temporarily take away some of these things. And so, as I said, the healing process is wholesome. And so, exercise is just one of them, together with meditation. Have times of lone moments. Lone moments are precious. They are precious to me. I get them and I love them. Just being alone. And when you are alone, always make sure that what you're thinking is positive, because you don't want to be thinking negative things, dwelling in negativity, yet you're seeking for healing. No. Meditation, very important. Prayer. Pray. Pray to whomever you pray to. I mean, meditation is wide, is wholesome. I know whom I believe in. I believe in the Father in heaven, my creator, the I am that I am, whom I believe that is able to do all things. And meditation is one of the things that truly, he's unseen, but his presence, there is a way in which prayers lifts off something. Meditation takes away something. Just breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in the air, just the those moments of just breathing in. There's a feeling that you feel like, if I cannot give oxygen to myself, I am not able to get myself oxygen, and I can breathe in oxygen, and I'm alive to be here for my children. I am alive to be here for my family. And that precious moment when your TV is off, your phone is not in your hands, it is just you and yourself and your mind, and you're meditating and focusing on the nice, good things and moments that you've had in your life. The alone moments, the meditation times are precious, and they should be very precious. Okay? So I would also advise that spend time in nature. I love nature. If it was possible for me, I think I would go build a house in a forest somewhere, or on top of a tree. I go on top of a hill where there's just wood and grass, and in the woods. I love being in the nature, because the moment I am in, I think I forget about everything. It's natural. It's nature. And so in nature, there are several things, different things that you can always resolve to. I love watching sunsets more than I don't pay attention to sunrises because I think it is waking up and rushing out to go and do whatever it is that is doing, but I pay attention to watching sunsets. I look up to the sky, to the moons and the stars. As a child, I think I would count stars, and my my neck would really get tired of counting stars. I would count. And I'm telling you, if someone has a story of childhood trauma, then I have a lot. And I think some of those things that I used to do without even knowing, without this knowledge that I know now, I would count stars. After watching the sunset and the sun is gone and now the moon is up, I look at the moon and I would say, oh, the mother of is carrying the baby. Okay, and so I'll start counting the stars that are around the moon. Then I'll start counting the ones that are on the north, on the south, and I still do that apparently. In my own moments when I'm just alone and I'm looking at the sky, I do that. And even without knowing that I was doing something to myself, if I was feeling like something was so heavy on my chest, subconsciously I feel good, I feel better. So visit nature, it doesn't hurt. Take time alone in nature. Go near the ocean, peace like a river. Go near a river, look at the water, the way it's so calm. You know, around 11ish, the river, the water just goes, it is smooth and quiet and still. Go to the ocean when the sun is setting. Look how beautiful the water is, so calm and quiet. Or anytime the ocean is also precious, when the waves take the waters and they go then they swing like this, there is something that happens. For a moment, you forget about everything. And so if you make it a routine, you get one that is working out for you and make it a routine, the better for you. Is it walking? Is it having me time? Is it going out to a forest, to nature? Is it looking at the sky and counting the stars? Is it watching the sunset? Is it, which one is working for you? Okay, so number 3 to the solutions would be education. Learn about trauma, its effects, and how to manage it. I said research. We thank the Almighty. We are grateful for internet. We are grateful for social media. We are grateful. Okay? You choose what you want from it. But me, I'm always grateful because we have these things now and we can access some of the things, that the information like what I'm sharing with you now. Okay? You can access it. You can just see the heading of what I'm saying, and then later you'll take your time, the me time, watch, listen, and hear. All right? And so do your research. Learn. You can even go to school. I did intentionally because I wanted to know more. I wanted to help others. I wanted to help many millions of people who are hurting. You can do the same. When you learn, you can teach. That is what they say. Okay? So go and learn. Learn. Find time and learn about trauma. Learn about its effects. Learn how to manage it by yourself, because this is your personal journey. You are the one who is going through the trauma situation, the traumatizing situation. And so you are the one who knows what is happening with you, and it is you who is seeking for help. It is you who is needing it. And so be intentional. go after it. So go pursue education. You can use support groups. Join groups specifically designed for childhood trauma survivors. They are there. They are there. Okay? They are there around your city, around your. It's only that you have never asked. Go. Go to your children's officers' offices. They are there in governments. Go. You'll find help. Seek help. If you have decided that you need help, you will find it. And so if you want something so bad, you will do whatever it takes to do it. And remember, you're doing this because you love your children. Remember, you're doing this because you love your family. Remember, you're doing this because you don't want your children to go through what you went through. You're doing this because you care, and you're a loving person. You are a good person. And so support groups helps. Join those groups. You'll find other people like you who have even worse stories, who will also share their experiences, and then will make you realize, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not the only one who has been going through this. Because sometimes when you sit alone and you don't get to go out and meet people, and you have a problem, you're always thinking that you're in this alone, and you don't know that you are, many of you, going through the same. And so you need to join such groups. They are there. They are there. Share your experiences. You can just be quiet, listen and hear from people who are already able to share their experiences. Share yours with time. As I said, patience and persistence. Continue. Once you join, continue going, continue attending, make friends, get someone amongst them whom you can share with, whom you can tell what you've gone through. And without even realizing it, you realize that you even create friends, and you realize that now you have even a family, a new family of people that you even never knew existed, and who will even become a pillar towards your recovery session. And so join these support groups, find them and join them. So number 5 would be mindfulness of self-compassion. Practice self-kindness and acknowledgement, and acknowledge your strengths. I said it is about you. And so once you appreciate yourself, you appreciate that I was weak, but now I want to be strong. You appreciate that I had a problem, but I'm not hiding my problem anymore. I want to share it, and I want to get through it. I want to deal with this problem. I want to deal with whatever it is that I've been going through, and I want help, and I want to get healed. So be compassionate with yourself. Love yourself. Care about yourself. Take care of you for them. Because remember, you are doing all this because you have your children in mind. You want to take care of them well. You want to take care of them differently. You want to give them a different kind of childhood that they want. You want to protect them from people. Okay? You want to protect them from people who can hurt them the way you are hurt. And so you are doing this out of love. Not just love for yourself, but even love for your children, love for your family. And so have that self-compassion towards yourself, and be mindful, as I said, with the people that are around you who are willing to support your healing process. Be mindful of them. You don't go throwing tantrums around and telling them I'm healing, and no, they don't know what you're going through. They were not there with you, and some of them might not be kind. And so just mindfulness of yourself, have self-compassion, have self-love during this time, and even as you have in your mind the reason why you are doing this. It is them after you, so it is you first and them second. Okay, so the triggers that, as I said, the triggers may be continuous and always recurring, so try as much as possible to avoid the triggers that takes you back to what happened. And so when you watch out for these things, then I'm telling you, you are on the right way, and your journey to healing from the childhood traumas is just beginning. And so avoid triggers, watch out for unresolved emotions, watch out for support, for the support system that is around you, and that is going to help you in your journey. We have much more on this. This is a wide topic, as I said, and more of this on our YouTube channel at Mama Africa One, and every Saturday our live sessions like this one. And so you subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can always be getting alert when we post the new ones. And please follow and tag a friend, someone who may need help. Ask those questions, help us help others. You can leave your comments so that we can also learn. Each one of us is learning, and we are all learning. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We see you another time in the next session.